白鹤亮翅, the white crane spreads the wing. From our last posture, so our last posture was raise hands upward. So we were in a lunging position with our right hand in the front, our left hand in the back, like this. Your front leg is solid, so your left leg is solid, your right leg is empty. Now bring the right leg forward so it goes, you are now in a sitting position. And by the time you bring up your right leg, your body weight was on your left leg. Now it's on a both sitting leg, which is 50-50. And notice about your body. You were in a lunging position. As I bring my right leg forward, I am still in a hip bending posture. I am head hanging. This is relaxing the waist, a little bit dropping buttocks. And I'm still in a hip bending. So your upper body did not move. Okay, so rotate your right hand, point downward, and then point upward. So your right hand was thumb up and fingers pointing to your left, which is your east, and your left hand pointing upward. Now your right hand goes like this. You rotate, so then your thumb pointing your left, which is east, and fingers pointing downward. And then rotate back up. So now your fingers pointing upward and your palm facing to the front. Meanwhile, when you're doing this, so you're sitting. Meanwhile, when you are turning your hands, right hand from bottom up, you are sitting back upright. So notice my right hand. You're in a lunging, and then sit. Your hip still bends. Your right hand rotate. So now your fingers pointing downward, thumb pointing to your left. And as your hand is coming up, you are gradually relax your waist and drop buttocks and sit. As your hand turn, the moment that your palms face to the front, you just finish sitting. So you do require hand-body coordination for this one. As you finish, your left hand did not move. Your right hand will be rotating in front of the left hand. So when you complete the rotation, the hand rotation, your right hand will be just in front of your left hand. Okay. Now splitting the hands up and down, and you gradually stand up. Okay? You were in a sitting position. and gradually split your hands up and down and gently standing. Okay. Your right hand upward, your left hand downward. So consider this. This is the slight middle point, and then as they gradually are splitting, they're traveling the same distance, the same speed. As you stand up in a standing position, they reach the top at the bottom. The top will be your wrist will be near your eyebrow height, and your left hand down should be near your where your waist is. And you are splitting the hands in a center line. Okay, so you're going to form this, and then sink your right elbow. I use the term sink of right elbow. And so you notice that my right hand is drawing an arc like this. Okay. So and my left hand will be traveling along my waist. So they were protecting this area and my head, and then spreading the wings like this. So if I do it on this side, notice the distance apart. If I do it on this side, this is where it will be the same shape as the beginning of Taichi. Okay. Bend your hip and lean forward. Again, the angle that you're bending the hip should be the same as when you do lunging, but in this movement, in this posture, you are doing it in a standing position. Relax your shoulders, so you notice that when I bend my hip, I will not do this. Okay? As my relaxed shoulders and the arms, it falls with gravity. Okay? And your right hand should have an intention about a little push forward, and your left hand will just fall into the gravity. Head hanging, just slightly bend your hip. So again, you notice that I'm not compensating with my buttocks. I'm just bending the hip. Okay? And you also notice that as this angle and also this angle, it adjusts as I bend my hip, it follows the gravity. So, okay, as you are bending the hip and lean forward, rotate, and as much as you can, and turn your head as well, and your eyes look over your shoulder. So I'm doing on this side. Notice that I maintain this angle. I am using my spine as the axis of rotation. So I'm not doing this, okay? Some videos you see online or do this. We don't. It gives you support. And without moving your right hand, bring your left hand upwards. So now it is on the same height and same shape as the right hand. So on the front view, so at this point, your eyes are looking over your shoulders, so you are not looking at your hands. So you won't be able to see your hands and how much you are lifting up your left hand. So you have to do that by sense and your feelings. So if you are looking over your shoulder and you bring up your hand, and you see it's not enough. Or that would be too much, okay? Because your right hand did not move. It stays in the air. It stays. So you are bringing your left hand to the right hand at the same height and the same shape. It is a bit difficult, and you are twisting, and also you are bending hip, and you are not looking at your hand. So you need to practice to get a feeling. So the idea is to bring your left hand to the right hand, and then without rotating back, you stand up straight. It is standing, but with your hip still turning. So when you are turning, you are bending, you are closing your hips instead of you're making a big turn of the other parts of the body. You are just rotating the hip. And then as you are see how my hip is. This is open hip, this is closed hip. You see the folding of my pants. I know it's black, but you should be able to see it if you are turning it correctly. Okay, so. And then turning back and look forward. So you notice that now, in this form, my wrist should be about the same height as my shoulder, maybe a little bit higher. That's good. So it's like a form of your hand is protecting your face in martial art term. So your thumb is about your nose height. Okay, this is too high. And when you do this, you relax your shoulder, sink elbows, so you notice that I'm not doing this. Okay? And both hands should be at the same level, same height, and your space, distance between your wrist should be at the same as your shoulder. So I do it again in the original pose. Forward, sit upright, standing, split the hands, lean forward, bending the hip, rotating hip, left hand up, stand upright, and then come back to the center. This is the white crane spreads the wings.